So, George, I come to you first. What do you kind of expect? Do you think that the same formation will play, or I think Skip is back? I don't. It's only one suspension, isn't it? I believe.
I think it is.
Yeah. So, do you think obviously Winks? I don't know. We talk about Winks. Do you think Winks will drop out and we'll see Skip? Do you think it'll be roughly the same team again?
I think we probably will see Skip come back in if he isn't featuring midweek against Mura, because Conte already did say about he was making like a lot of changes for the week. But you would like to think, especially from the last couple of games, that Skip probably comes back into the Premier League team. Apart from that, I think it pretty much stays the same. Maybe Sanchez starts ahead of Tanganga, I think. I think when he came on, he showed he's just kind of got that little bit more, I guess, maybe power or aggressiveness to sort of win the ball, especially in the air. Especially we're coming up against a team like Burnley, but we're going to need that, and we all know what we're like normally against set pieces. And I think so far this season, Sanchez has done a good job of clearing those sort of headers and whatnot. So I think he probably comes in. Apart from that, I think Conte's kind of got his system and formation nailed on, and it looks like he wants Emerson and Reguilon to be the first teamers. But yeah, I think the likes of Cess and that will probably compete midweek on like the Thursday matches, and then if they perform really well there, then maybe they were looking for future Prem games. But I think the team will be fairly unchanged for the weekend.
I think it would be nice, like you say, we just want a bit of consistency at the moment. And that being said, Bob, do you think Harry Kane will actually get on the score sheet at the weekend? Because I've had this theme tune on this bloody podcast for so long, and he hasn't necessarily scored in the Prem very many times. So I'm hoping against Burnley, he's going to be all right.
It's getting close, really. I mean, he's got. It's not like he's forgotten how to score goals. We've seen that for England, but yeah, I hope. I mean, me and Daigle. Referred to Daigle quite a few, but if there's one thing that me and Daigle have always fallen out of about is Harry Kane. I think he is one of the best strikers in the world. I don't care. I totally disagree with what he did at the beginning of the season. I thought he was a bit of a twat for what he did at the beginning, how he reacted. I understood it, but I thought he was a bit of a twat. But any team without Harry Kane is a weaker team, in my eyes, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before he starts scoring the goals. Salah isn't scoring anymore. Antonio's gone off the boil. Mate, I'd put money on him finishing, getting the golden boot. Honestly would.
I don't disagree with that.
I still would.
It's happened before. Was it 16, 17? He went the first like 4
That's
matches without scoring, and then won the golden boot. So we all know what he's like.
Exactly. Just hope they catch up in the mayo. And the ingredients from
just 4 hat tricks in a row, just to catch up.
With the team, Holt, I do, like George said, I think we've got, and I mentioned earlier, I think we've got a set first 11. I think we're kind of pushing it. If Romero's going to be fit, I don't think, even if he is fit, I wouldn't want him back for.
I think they're talking for Ren. Is it the week after? I think that's the sort of game they're looking to bring him back for, which makes more sense.
Yeah, even if he did miraculously get fit, I don't want him away at Burnley. I'd rather keep him. And like you say, Sanchez, I'd put him in there. I would love to see Bergwijn give a run out.
Same to be fair.
Instead of Lucas, but I don't think he will. He likes to try to test it. And let's be honest, although Lucas hasn't been absolutely amazing, he's not really done so much that Conte probably look at him and say, right, you're not playing next game. If Bergwijn has it's a shame we're playing Mura, and it's a shame we're playing away from home as well, because I think if everyone expects us to win 4-5-0, and Sessegnon having a fantastic worldie and Bergwijn having an amazing game, I don't think we'll come into Conte's mindset. But I really do want to see Bergwijn have a go in the Premier League. I think he'll do a good job at right wing back, actually. I really think
it is a potential option for sure.
Yeah, it would be very interesting. Like I say, Bergwijn did score for the Netherlands, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
And an assist. For the
assist,
There we go. So,
which he should have scored.
He should have scored. Yeah,
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say in hindsight, he obviously got the goal in the end, but I still think he should have shot though. Get that second goal.
He should have shot.
We'll let him have his goal then, and we'll be quiet on the other one he should have had. But no, it's quite interesting. I mean, for me and Lucas, I don't know how you guys kind of sit, but I think he's been like our shining light. Like you say, I know he likes to run into players a lot and not release the ball at certain times, but when everybody else has been quite shit, he's been all right. So George, when would you like to see Burnley? Do you just want to see him thrown in at Burnley, or do you think, like Bob said, do you think he's just gonna play Lucas because Lucas has been doing a shift?
I think Bergwijn's going to play midweek. I think he'll play that game for sure. And then, like you said, like you got away and then traveling Burnley away. It will be too much for the players that play in midweek to then play Burnley, even if he does have a good game. I think the games against more like the ones where if he gets like a hat trick or something, he's got to make like a proper name for himself to be within the shout for next week. Especially if Lucas then doesn't necessarily have an amazing game at the weekend. Then I think he does need to be in for a shout. The thing that frustrates me with Lucas is that his work ethic is unbelievable in matches, but his end product has been waning for a long time now. And I feel like Bergwijn, especially at the start of the season, the first 3 matches under Nuno, I thought looked really, really good, and only just was starting to solidify his place before he got injured when he went off with Holland. So I'm hoping he can maybe work his way back into the team somehow by performing well midweek, and then maybe for the Norwich match or something, you'd see him start then. I think that's probably the best sort of route for him at the moment.
I just want to pick up on Alan's point, because Lucas does actually rise like a
He
salmon.
does, yeah.
It's ridiculous how small he is and how he rises like a
shortest player on the pitch.
Amazing.
Is probably the best header of the ball of the whole squad.
It's some madness. Faz is just kind of. I will wrap this up in a minute. But Faz has just come in saying that he hopes the whole squad travel. I mean, up here a minute. Who was it? It was Craig. He did say that we had to bring on Kane and Son to do the job against Mura last time. So that being said, now I'm kind of wishing I did kind of do a preview on Mura, because it might not actually be a walkover, it seems. So. But hopefully we don't necessarily have to do that, because like you said, them travelling there on a Thursday, then having to go to Burnley on a Sunday, it's going to be a bit of a tight turnaround. But we'll have to wait and see. If we quickly do like score predictions, so George, what's your kind of thoughts for the Burnley game? What are you kind of hoping?
For Burnley, I mean, normally it's tough with how they play, especially away. I mean, I've travelled by myself there like 5 a.m. to watch us lose when Martino was there. So I can't say it's going to be. I thought the Leeds game was going to be easy. Like really easy, and it didn't work out that way. So I'm hoping it's probably going to be 1 or 2-0. I think Kane's going to get back more and more on fire. So I'll say 2-0. 2-0 Spurs.
2-0. I like that. Bob, what are you going for?
Well, as you might know or might not know, in 41 years of sporting Spurs, I've always predicted them to win. So every game, it's purely from the heart. So, but believe it or not, I'm not going to change my mind. I still think Spurs are going to win. Like Jules says, I think it'll be 2-0.
2-0.
Kane on the double. Kane on the double, man.
Oh, nice. I mean, Spurs related have said Burnley will score, and I will sadly not be able to give us a clean sheet, purely because, like you said, I think Dyer always has a Dyer mistake in him. So I think there will necessarily be a goal. I'm going to go 2-1. I'm still going to be confident, but I don't think we're going to get a clean sheet.